The 15th of February, 1925, Volume 17. Just as the divine will in heaven confirms, beatifies, and brings happiness, on earth it operates in the soul and forms in her the eternal waves which overwhelm everything. I was abandoning all of myself in the most holy will of God, and in this total and full abandonment, I felt within me a new heaven, an air all divine, which infused new life in me. And my always adorable Jesus, moving in my interior, seemed to stretch out his arms toward me, to receive me, and to hide me within himself, placing me under this new heaven of his will, which had formed in me by his grace. With great contentment, I breathed the balsamic and sweet air of his most holy will, and, taken by amazement, I said, "My love, my Jesus, how beautiful is the heaven of your will! How enjoyable is to be under it! Oh, how refreshing and salutary is its celestial air!" And Jesus, pressing me more tightly to himself, told me, "Daughter of my will, each act in my will is a new heaven which extends above the head of the soul, one more beautiful than the other. The air of these heavens is divine and brings with itself sanctity, love, fortitude, and contains all flavours together. This is why one can feel a balsamic and sweet air. My will in heaven confirms, beatifies, brings happiness, and penetrates everywhere. It transforms and divinizes everything within itself, while in the soul who possesses these new heavens of my will on earth, it operates. And as it operates, it delights in extending new heavens. Therefore, my will works and operates more in the pilgrim soul than in the celestial Jerusalem. Up there, the works of the saints are complete. There is nothing left to do, while here, my will has always something to do in the soul in whom it reigns. This is why it wants everything for itself and does not want to leave even one act to her human will, because it wants to do much. And for every act it were to leave to the human will, it would fail to extend one more heaven, and it would be one work less for it. Ah, you do not know what happens in the soul when she gives my will all the freedom to operate within her. Imagine the sea, when the waves rise up so powerful and high that their power transports also the fish up high in such a way that they can be seen within those waters, lifted by the power of the storm, which makes them come out from the depths of the sea, from their ordinary dwelling, to rise up together with the waves. The waves have overwhelmed them, and they have not been able to resist their power, while without the power of the stormy waves, they do not know how to go out of their harbour. Oh, if the sea had a limitless power, it would make all the water overflow from its boundaries, forming gigantic waves, and all the fish, overwhelmed by them, would all come out. What the sea cannot do, because it is limited in its power, my will does, as it makes the acts of the soul its own by operating in her. It forms its eternal waves in her, and in these waves it overwhelms everything. In these waves one can see all that my humanity did, the works of my celestial Mama, those of all saints, and everything that the very divinity did. Everything is placed in motion. My will is more than sea. Our works and those of the saints can be symbolized by the fish which live in the sea. When my will operates in the soul and also outside of the soul, Everything which is contained in it moves, rises, and all the works place themselves in order to repeat for us glory, love, adoration. They pass before us as though in a parade, saying to us, "We are your works. Great and powerful you are, because you made us so beautiful." My will encloses all that is beautiful and good, and when it operates, it leaves nothing behind, so that not one act may be missing of all that is ours, and so that our glory may be complete. And there is nothing to be surprised about, because it is the eternal work to be carried out in the soul. Therefore, the work of our will can be called eternal wave, which overwhelms heaven and earth as though in one single point. And then it diffuses upon all as bearer of a divine act, which contains all divine acts within itself. Oh, how the heavens delight when they see the eternal will operate in the soul, because since their works are confirmed in the divine will, they see their works flow in that divine act, and they feel their glory, happiness, and joys being redoubled. This is why, since you are the little daughter of my supreme volition, I recommend to you, in each one of your acts, abandon yourself, pray to the eternal waves of my will, so that, as these waves reach the foot of our throne in heaven, we may confirm you more and more as the true daughter of our will, and we may grant you concession of grace for your brothers and our children. End of the reading. 15th of February 1931, Volume 29. How the divine life has need of nourishments in order to grow in the creature. The creature with her love forms in God Himself His divine life. How divine love possesses the seed of generating continuous life. My abandonment in the divine fiat continues, though I live in the nightmare of intense bitterness, of continuous tears, and I am forced to live from the unhealthy air of agitation that take away from me the beautiful, serene day of peace always enjoyed by me. I am resigned. I kiss the hand that strikes me, but I feel vividly the fire that burns me, of the many storms that are unloading themselves over my poor existence. My Jesus, help me. Do not abandon me. Oh, please give me peace, that peace that you so much wanted me to possess. And even though Jesus often tears the veils of the thick clouds that surround me by speaking a few little words to me, afterwards, however, I return a little cheered to my restless state. So my sweet Jesus, surprising me, told me, "My good daughter, courage, and do not fear that I might abandon you. I feel my life in you, and if I abandoned you, this life of mine in you would remain without food to make it grow, without light to make it happy. The real cortege of divine life that I myself had formed in you would be missing. In fact, you must know that my life within myself has need of nothing, neither of growing, nor is it subject to decreasing. But my life that I keep forming in the creature, in order to make it grow, has need of divine nourishments to make it grow in such a way that little by little my divine life may fill all the creature. Therefore I cannot leave you. And while it seems that I leave you, and it seems that everything is over between you and me, all of a sudden I come back to my little daughter to feed you the food of my will. In fact, you must know that my will is light, and the soul who lives in it is administered the properties of light. And while she operates, her works fill themselves with light, but so much as to overflow outside in such a way that they appear to be done within the properties of the light of her Creator. If she loves, the properties of divine love fill the love of the creature. If she adores, the properties of the divine adoration fill the adoration of the creature. In sum, there is not one act that the creature does that the divine properties do not fill these acts. In my will, what is human ceases. It remains nullified, and the creature has always something to take. The divine properties are at her disposal. Oh, if all knew what it means to live in my divine will, the great good that comes to them, and in the most simple way. Then I continued my abandonment in the divine fiat, and unable to do anything else, I kept saying my little I love you in the divine acts. Not only this, but I was saying to myself, my Jesus, my love, may my I love you flow in your heartbeat, in your breath, on your tongue, in your voice, and even in the littlest particles of your adorable person. But while I was doing this, my dear life, making himself seen, made me place my I love you in his heart, inside and outside of his whole divine person. And he enjoyed it so much that he incited me to repeat as many I love yous as I could, so as to be able to find the well liked I love you in his whole being. Then, clasping me to himself, he told me, my daughter, love is life, and when this love comes out of the soul who lives in my will, it has the virtue of forming in God Himself the life of love. And since the substance of the divine life is love, the creature with her love forms in God another divine life. And we feel inside of our very selves our life formed by the creature. This life that with her love united to our will, because it is our will that administers to her the power, such that the creature can reach the point of forming the very divine life, full of love within God. This life is the triumph of God and the triumph of the creature. And in act of triumph, we take this divine life that the creature has formed within our very selves, and we give it for the good of all creatures as the precious gift that the little daughter of our will gives to all. And we anxiously await her to come with her love to form many more divine lives within our supreme being. My daughter, our love is not sterile. On the contrary, it has the seed of generating continuous life. So, as you were saying, I love you in my heartbeat, in my breath, so I generated another heartbeat, another breath, and so with all the rest, in such a way that I felt within myself the new generation of your I love you had formed the new life of my love. And oh, how happy I felt, thinking that my daughter was forming for me, inside of me, my very life within me, all of love. If you knew how moving is this act of the creature, that with her love gives God to God, oh, how it enraptures us. And feeling enraptured, we give more love to have the contentment of making her repeat our new lives of love. Therefore, love very much, and you will make your sweet Jesus happier. End of the reading. There are no more readings today.